Hey, Tim Sykes here. Happy Friday. Just want to go over a few things. It's been, 5 days now since my birthday. I feel older. I listed 7 different birthday gifts. I want you to take advantage of them. It's better for me to give than to receive. So I like, having an excuse to give to you, basically. Um, the first one is this free webinar. That's coming up next week from this guy, Doug Casey. He's banked off weed stocks, and now he's going to give 5 new hot stocks. Even if you don't like weed stocks, even if you don't like weed, happy 420, by the way, to you potheads out there. I consider this very important to attend because you start to learn, how picks can really be made and how to create your own trading plan. And Doug has been doing very well in weed stocks. He's going to have 5 picks. Even if you just want to short sell the 5 picks, that's fine too. At least tune into this free webinar and just take advantage of it. It's 100% free. It's happening April 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern. So next week, very exciting. I'll post a link to this just below this video. Also on the birthday gifts, we got a special discount on Dux's DVD. Email admin@timothysykes.com. We'll give you the link and we'll give you the code for a special discount. Also, email support@stockstotrade.com if you want a discount on stocks to trade. We also have a birthday sale on Profitly. There's sales going all over the place. I love, giving back discounts to you so that you're encouraged to invest in your education. I'll post a link to the birthday sale just below this. We also have the new Profitly website. What do you guys think of it? Do you like it? Yes or no? Leave a comment underneath this video. I know there's still a few bugs. We're working on it. Joining the fight against terrorism was number 6 for VetPaw. I'll post the link to that. I'm trying to raise money for this charity. Many of you guys don't know that these illegal animal hunting groups fund terrorism. So if you actually donate to VetPaw, you're helping fight terrorism. Thank you to everybody who donated. We've already raised several $1,000s. I'm going to match it. I've personally donated roughly $200,000 to them too. But more than just the money, I want you, learning that you can really take part in the fight against terrorism. Every dollar counts. And then also we're going to have the Dux's speech from MIT. I sent a video guy up there. Dux did a great job. Dux has been on fire. He's closing in, I think, on $800,000 in profits in 2 months, which echoed Tim Grittani's roughly $1 million in profits in December and January. So several of my top students are having mid 6-figure profits per month. And I'm also proud of some students who don't want to be public. I mentioned this in the chat room the other day. I got a ton of messages. People want to know who my newest Millionaire student was. I got this email 4 days ago, and then this was a nice birthday gift. And he says, in front of everything, on the life front, everything is pretty much good. Cannot complain. Thanks for asking, Tim. And the trading front, also doing a decent job during the Bitcoin mania. Let me make this actually bigger so that you can read this, because this is probably the best birthday present. I already have all the material possessions, but every new Millionaire student, I love it. Whether they're public or private. I have several students now who have crossed $1 million and they want to be private. That's cool. Okay, I got to respect that. So this guy just crossed $1 million. He says, during the Bitcoin mania, I think I outperformed myself. I guess I finally hit the 1 million mark in total profits, less borrow fees, which adds up big for short sellers like me. Have not made the final calculation yet, not to jinx it. So he's closing in right around $1 million. He banked shorting the Bitcoin stocks. And he says, but I prefer to be under the radar and not be a public person just due to family protections. Hope you understand it. And I do understand it. There's a lot of people out there for various reasons. You don't want to share your name and yourself and your family and, everything on the internet. I get it. That's cool. Whether you're a public millionaire or a private millionaire, I'm grateful for anybody who studies that much. I will tell you that this guy has studied his butt off. He did not become a fly-by-night millionaire. He's been studying for several years. And he said, again, big thank you again, Tim. I would never imagine myself in this position and how good I'm having it unless I found you. I sincerely hope you keep inspiring small-time traders like I used to be. and they also find their fortune. And I love it. He's so humble. He deserves all the success. All my top students really are such good guys and humble guys. And I'm looking for females. Everyone's saying, why is it only guys? I don't discriminate. Like anybody can be my student. I frankly just don't have that many female traders, or that many female students. And that's a mistake. There should be more female students. So if you know any females who are interested in trading, send them this video, inspire them, because I'm going to keep creating more and more millionaires. And I'm looking for my first female millionaire student. But anyways, I got to give props to AH. I know everybody wants to know more details. We're not going to share it. This is as much as I'm going to share. He wants to be private, and like I said, I'm going to respect that. More important than who he is, I can tell you that he has studied so many DVDs, so many webinars, so many video lessons. It's the same exact process by which my other students, like Dux, who is probably the biggest watcher of webinars on all of Profitly. And Roland is the biggest watcher of video lessons and DVDs. And Tim Bertani has watched a little less of that. He learns more by watching the market and testing out different strategies. Same too with Michael Good. So whether you're practicing a lot using paper money on stocks to trade, for example, where you don't have to risk money, but you can at least practice and learn how to formulate a trade plan. Or if you're, combining the practicing with the watching of the DVDs and the video lessons, and the webinars. That's the secret. Okay. There is no great secret. And Mark Crook is closing in on $1 million soon too. And he is the one who categorized all of my video lessons. He watched all of my video lessons 3 times. So some of you guys want to know the secrets. Are these people somehow mutants? Do they have special powers? Are they special? None of them are. None of them are great geniuses at math. And I'm not trying to put them down. They're just average guys. But they have above average, if not superior work ethics. That is what separates them. This is why on social media, you see me going after lazy people. If you know anybody who's lazy and they've been like one of my students, they know, and probably because they've complained about it. I don't get along with lazy people, okay? I think they are wastes of space, they're wastes of time, and I wish that they didn't even bother contacting me at all, We're just going to get in a fight eventually because I'm just going to bitch them out for being so lazy and wasting all the opportunities. So if you are a lazy person, don't feel bad about turning off this video right now. Don't feel bad about never coming to my website again because this is not going to end well. How some people say, oh, what's your type? You have a type. I have a type. My best students are hardworking and they follow instructions and they watch everything that I put out. They don't say, oh, can I watch the video lessons at 2 times speed? Oh, how do I just watch the 10 best video lessons? They watch every fucking video because they want to know every fucking thing. And sometimes there's a little subtlety that's 7 or 12 or 24 minutes into a video lesson that they didn't know about. You're picking up little things here or there. And the cool thing about all of these guys is that year 2, year 3, year 4, it gets so much easier. I'll bring up one more example. Even Steven Johnson, who is arguably one of my, least disciplined students, one of the biggest drinking students that I know. And I say this jokingly, him and I joke around. I tied him up in Italy because he was overtraded. So we have this joke where I bought, this rope. We did a rope swing in Positano, Italy last summer. And I was like, let me use this rope and tie him up so that he doesn't overtrade. He's still overtraded. Now he's 2 years in, and now he's making roughly $1,000 a day. My student Huddy, my challenge student Huddy has been breaking out hardcore the past few days. He made $3,000 one day, $4,000 the other day, I think $1,500 another day. So he's making $1,000, $2,000 a day. He's in year 3 and he's still in school too. He was taking a final and he made $2,000. Congrats, Huddy. I love the dedication. But all of these guys, even Steven Johnson, in between shots of, Grey Goose and in between pints of Guinness, he's still studying. He's still practicing. He's been very transparent about his struggles and his gains and his losses and optimizing his process over time. And now, he's making 500 here, 1,000 here or there. He'll probably screw it up again because he gets cocky whenever he has a good day. But at least he knows the process by which he can make a lot of money now. And you can see how grateful he is. Look at this. He's like, love you to death, Tim Sykes, Tim Bowen, stocks to trade. You taught me all I know, and I'd have nothing without you. And I appreciate that. You would have something. You would have your drinks without us, but hopefully less drinks with us, or better drinks. Maybe now you can afford like Beluga vodka instead of, I don't know, what's a crappy vodka? Like Svedka. No, I guess Svedka is decent. I don't know. The point is that all of these guys, whether they're making 1,000 a day, like Steven Johnson in the past few days, or Huddy, like $2,000 a day, or AH, who's right around $1 million, or here's an example from a little while ago. I'm doing this orientation guide for my challenge students. It will be ready in the next few days. We have 7 hours because, frankly, I have a lot of stuff out there. So I'm making this one guide that's an orientation webinar, and this is one of the slides. This is one of my former challenge students. He says, "What's up, Tim? So I was a challenge student late 2013 into 2014. During the first year, I managed to wipe my account 5 or 6 times, though I never stopped learning from my mistakes and from your teachings. I'm not looking for you to publish it, though, so I have to say thank you today. After roughly 3 years, I hold an account of $320,000. I owe you more than you can imagine. Bought a house, bought my dream car. Just wish more people will understand that you're real. Thank you. And please do not publish it. If you do, remove my name. Thank you, mate, for real." So I love this. And don't think that all of my students make a lot of money. I'm pointing out, a few students here or there. The sad reality is that 80% of students don't even bother watching the video lessons. It's like a gym membership. I say this all the time. If you watch my video lessons, you would know. If you don't know, it's probably your first time hearing it. But 80% of people who have a gym membership don't go to the gym. They have the membership just in case, because they know, they're like, oh, I want to have a good body, so I'll have that membership, but they never actually put in the time and effort. If you actually do go to the gym, you'll see in most gyms there are pictures of like jacked guys and like ripped girls, when they have like perfect bodies. And you look at that and you can do one of two things. You can feel bad about yourself and your own body and be like, ugh, look at these people with their perfect bodies just rubbing it in. I hate that. Or you can get inspired. And that's why I make video lessons like this, not showing you that all my students are succeeding, because across all different strategies, 90% of traders lose. My students are doing a little better than that because, I'm helping prepare them. But at the same time, these millionaire students, I have less than a dozen overall, whether they're public or private. So very few students do enough work and put in the time and effort to actually make it. Just like very few people go to the gym and put in enough time and effort. And then obviously there's the whole thing like where if you go to the gym, are you working out the right way? And just because you're putting in a lot of time and effort studying the stock market, are you using the right strategies? Are you learning from the right people? It doesn't matter if you put in every single hour of the day learning about the stock market and you learn from some of these non-millionaires, these bullshit artists who post 1 or 2 screenshots and they don't show all their trades publicly. They don't dare show their strategies publicly. They don't really talk about their big ass losses. I see some of these non-transparent traders and every now and then, oh, I lost 50, I lost 100,000. Oh, I lost 200,000. And they're like quiet. And if they say they lost 100,000 or 200,000 because they're so non-transparent, they probably lost like 500,000. They just have to throw a bone to make it seem more real. All my top students and I show all their trades. Okay. And I love that. But even students like NH and students like AH, who send me messages, but they don't want their names revealed, use their stories as inspiration to see what's possible after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of this stuff. What I teach is real. I'm one of the real guys, and I will never stop saying that. I actually had, a little moment on my trading challenge webinar this week, and I was like, you know what? This strategy is pretty fucking special. I'm pretty fucking special. And I'm, relatively humble, definitely not as humble as these guys, but at the same time, like sometimes I shouldn't be humble. Sometimes I have to really help you understand that what I teach is real, and I'm real in an industry full of fucking frauds. And it pisses me off when people learn from the wrong people, these non-millionaire bullshit artist charlatans who don't know how to create millionaires from scratch. and they can't prove that they've turned anybody into a millionaire. And yet I remain calm throughout it because you can't save everybody. All I can do is try to help people who want to be helped and who are willing to put in the time and effort into studying. So I'm going to keep coming out with video lessons. I'm going to keep coming out with DVDs, trying to teach you new techniques, trying to teach you new patterns that are working. You challenge students, again, get excited for this whole orientation webinar. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of freaking slides here. I mean, it's crazy, and it's going to be like 10 hours. I think we have, I don't know. I think we have like 7.5 hours filmed so far. So I'm working on it, and I'll never stop because I want more Steven Johnsons and I want more millionaire students. So leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like the new Profitly website? Are you inspired by people like Steven Johnson and AH? And are you going to take advantage of these birthday gifts? And are you going to tune into this free webinar on the 26th? Knowledge and studying are the key. Oh, and we have this new book. Jamil, my student, wrote this book, The Complete Penny Stock Course. More and more of you guys are buying it. I'd appreciate you leave honest reviews. We have some BS reviews from people who haven't even bought it. They say it in the review. And they're like, I haven't bought it. I just hate Tim Sykes. And I'm like, how is that a review? Anyways, it's still #1 bestseller in the stock market category. Nearly, what is it? Like 900th on Amazon. Yeah, 918 in all of the books on Amazon, which is awesome. Props to Jamil. This organizes all my stuff. So if you think that I have too many lessons, at least read this book to start because that'll help organize it. But props to Jamil for designing stocks to trade. He has an engineer mind, so he looked at my strategy as an engineer, and he was like, this is what I can do to help. Props to AH for maybe cracking $1 million. Whether you made 900,000 or 1.1 million after fees, it doesn't matter. You're on the right track. You get it. Congrats to shorting Bitcoin in the face of so much hype and mania when so many people thought Bitcoin was like going to $1 million. Maybe it will eventually, but not right now. Props to Steven Johnson. Props to Huddy. Props to all of you guys who get it. I'll see you guys in the chat room today, but I want to show you some inspiration because nowhere else in the stock market do you have people like this that are making a few $100,000 or a few million within a few years. Okay. This is what really got me, kind of, I don't know, a little angry, a little motivated, in my challenge webinar when one of the guys, he is a CPA or studying to be a CPA, a financial advisor, a CFA, public accountant, CPA, CFA, and you study so much. I think he said like the CFA exam is like 900 hours of study. And at most, a few years later, you might make $100,000 to $150,000 per year. And I'm thinking, my top students are doing that inside of like 2 or 3 or 4 years and blowing away 150,000. I mean, some of my top students are making 500,000, 600,000, 800,000 in 2 months, and they've been studying like 2 or 3 years. So this is not a normal job. Obviously, with a CFA or CPA, like you might not make big money, but you'll probably make like 50 to 100,000 a year. So this is more of like a moonshot, but it's not necessarily a long shot. Don't be deceived by the fact that I only have a few millionaire students. You have to remember, most of my students start with a few $1,000s. So it takes time to become a millionaire. Steven Johnson took 2 years to even learn how to make 1,000 a day, but now he's, on the mend. And theoretically, if he keeps this up, he can continue making 500 or 1,000 in a day. And 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, he might be a millionaire too, because you have to learn the process first. Everybody wants the money at first. The money doesn't come at first. The money that you make or lose in your first 6 months, 9 months, year of this stuff is not going to matter in the long run. But the process and the discipline that you learn can change your life forever. So that's my spiel for today. Daily inspiration from so many of my top students. Congrats to you guys who are so dedicated. The rest of you guys, keep studying. Use the weekends to get ahead. Study more if you're behind. Remember, people have been playing this game for decades. So everybody who's just starting right now, you're playing catch up. And you have to study the past. This is why I've cataloged so many different patterns and so much of the past. I know many people don't think that a video lesson from 2, 3, or 4 years ago matters. It does. Okay? All you can do is study the present, practice in the present, and learn from the past. That makes your future better. I'll see you guys in the chat room.